Ooh. Hi there and welcome back. So I felt really called to do a reading today, even though I hadn't planned one, but the internet was down and I just couldn't do any of the other work that I had planned. And I got this feeling like somebody here needs this, or maybe I just need to practice. But either way, hopefully this will resonate with someone. Please use your discernment as always. Only take what resonates for you specifically. I am sort of feeling like, I know in my own life I felt quite a little bit overburdened, a little bit 10 of Wands. I think that whoever's resonating with this might be somebody who has been taking care of everyone else and kind of burning the candle at both ends. There's a lot of responsibilities on your plate, and it might not even feel sometimes like it's fair how much is being put on your plate, and you just love a day off, just a day to not think about anyone but yourself. This could resonate with somebody who is caring for a person, like a vulnerable person, somebody that perhaps you love, somebody who might suffer with some mental health issues or a disability. Take that as that resonates. That won't be for everyone, but that could be your situation right now. And this is just here to tell you, like, I guess, give you a message of hope and kind of let you know that rest is, like, the period of rest is coming up, because the first card that popped out, this really caught my attention when I was just about to shuffle the deck, and this was at the bottom of the deck, and that is the Empress card. So I feel like some self-care, some much needed self-care is in order. And also maybe that you're going to be nurtured in an upcoming period. Take that as that resonates, but there is definitely a feeling like you've been doing a lot and it has been recognized by the universe. Okay, so we have the Hierophant coming up in the reverse. Okay, I just want to get a little bit more clarity on this. I was getting okay, no, I'm being told that that's a different message. There sort of is a feeling here of this, like when the Hierophant turns up reversed, there's a feeling of like going against the grain a little bit, going against tradition. Maybe something that you have been told or taught in the past isn't working anymore. Like, it's time for something new, or you're following your own discernment from now on, like you're becoming your own teacher. This feels like it could be a little bit Sagittarian in energy. I know the Hierophant is linked to the sign of Taurus, so that could also resonate. But I always get the feeling of teacher with Hierophant, and something here is like being reworked or rethought about. Like, there's a philosophy that has been passed down to you that maybe now you're kind of releasing. And I think maybe it has to do with self-care. Okay, we got the High Priestess. We have a lot of major arcana energy today. The High Priestess. Yeah, this could be even breaking free of some sort of like religious ideal or spiritual ideal that was kind of imposed on you, and now you're basically following your own spirit and your own intuition. Let's see what else. Okay, Temperance in the reverse. Yeah, you're definitely feeling overburdened, and I feel like you might not be tapping into the healing that is available to you, or you're not resting. You're not taking your medicine. No, I don't know. I don't know. Something about medicine. Ace of Wands in the reverse. Oh, this is feeling like a block. Like something's blocked. Let's get a little bit more information. Magician reversed. Yeah, definitely feeling, oh wow, there's so much here in the Major Arcana. This has been a big journey. Like, this isn't just about something temporary. The World in reverse. The Five of Pentacles. Yeah, there's definitely a lack of energy. Something is blocking your manifestations from coming in. You could be blocking your own power here a little bit. There's definitely a lack mentality. There's a cycle that hasn't quite finished yet. And I feel I'm getting just this feeling of creativity or manifestation, just your inner spark being blocked and not being able to move forward, not being able to close out this cycle. I feel like it could be because you're reliving cycles. We have the Seven of Swords here in reverse. Guys, I feel like what I'm getting here is you're stealing your own joy. I mean, Swords does talk about the mind. And the fact that it's reversed feels like it's an internal energy. More information. Yeah, we have the Death card coming out, the Hanged Man, and the Two of Cups in reverse. This feels really painful. Something is trying to, like, there's a season of your life that is trying to close out, and it is closing out, but I feel like there needs to be surrender. You need to surrender yourself to this closing out. I'm just going to adjust you here. Because with the Two of Cups in reverse here, I'm feeling like there's a need to let go of someone or an emotional attachment to a person. There's an emotional attachment to a relationship. You could be grieving, actually. Yeah. This death may be quite literal. I'm being drawn back to the Seven of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I wonder if this is like survivor's guilt and it's stealing your joy away from you. And there's a need to move forward. Somebody here could be feeling that level of survivor's guilt, which my heart goes out to you if this is you. I've been through this before, of just feeling like you don't deserve to be happy. And just so you know, that's so not true. I know it's hard. It's not just like you can shrug it off. It's something that you do have to work through. It can be, yeah, just very heavy energy. You got to work through a lot of shadows to get to the other side of this one. And it does take time. With the Temperance in reverse here, though, I'm getting the feeling like this could be quicker than you think. But you got to allow it in and you got to follow your intuition. We have the Tower. Yeah, this was a big deal. This was something that really stole your foundations from under your feet. The Judgment card, wow, so much Major Arcana energy. Huge chapter closing out here. I have almost every single Major Arcana in front of me. Yeah, Judgment. This is a calling. This is a calling. Maybe releasing this energy is going to lead you to your higher calling. And then we have the Eight of Wands. Something's coming in quickly, that's for sure. But I feel like with so many reversals, this is definitely something that has to happen from the inside. So if you are the Empress and you are the one that nurtures everyone and gives your energy to other people, this is a time that you really have to turn that energy inwards. Maybe you were told with the Hierophant in reverse here that you weren't allowed to take care of yourself, that you had to always be the person that was taking care of everyone else. And now your intuition is telling you it's okay to take care of yourself. If this was someone passing that made you feel that you were responsible, you feel a level of guilt, even if you don't feel guilty for their death, if you just feel guilty because you're still here and they're not, and even though you might consciously know that it's not connected, there could be something in your heart that is not quite releasing them. You're still taking on that sense of guilt of like, why am I still here and they're gone? Why was I the one that got to survive and they didn't? But it's actually, okay, I hope this is received in the way that I mean this. Living is such a privilege, yes, but also living is hard. So it's not like you got the lucky end of the stick and they didn't. It's their time was their time, and now they don't have to go through any of that pain anymore, but you get to continue on. You are the one that has to keep showing up still every single day, doing the work, putting in the effort and the energy when really you would just rather stop. You just feel so exhausted you could spend all day in bed. But so in some ways, yes, you are privileged to be here, but also you've got a lot of hard work ahead of you because you do have a calling to be here. And you're going to find that out soon. That is whatever your larger purpose is here. If you're not already aware of it, then that message will be coming in soon. And if you are aware of what your higher purpose is here, maybe you have not felt very inspired to do that lately. You haven't felt that heart calling to continue on the work. You've just been putting one foot in front of the other, but that's about to change very, very quickly. Things have really fallen apart. Things have not been easy. You've had to release a lot of people from your life. And you've had to surrender. Surrender maybe, I'm getting surrender who you thought you were. Surrender an identity. But it does feel like there is a chapter closing, but it can't close while you're still feeling as though you okay. I'm just trying to narrow this one down. Because the chapter's not going to close while you're still in this feeling of lack, but I'm trying to understand what this lack is specifically relating to. It could be money and resources, but it feels like more of like just a feeling of lack within. I know that for me personally, sometimes when I'm in such a state of lack, I will, go on like restrictive diets, and then I'll find myself feeling like so hungry, even though I'm having all the fiber and the protein and all the things. It's part of my brain is in that lack mentality of like, well, we're not able to indulge now, so we're not really being satisfied. And it could be something like that, of like, maybe you are lacking money and you're putting it all into savings, or you're giving it all away, or whatever it is. And so like, even though you're doing, the right thing, you're in lack because you haven't given to yourself. You're not satisfied. And you're not satisfying yourself on the little levels, and it's making you feel like you're the Five of Pentacles. It's making you feel like nothing is ever going to satisfy you again. Like there's such a deep well of longing that you'll never really be able to fill your cup again. Oh. And the Five of Pentacles does talk about reaching out for help, but I feel like there could be some trust issues here with the reverse, with the Two of Cups in reverse. Like you feel like you can't reach out to people. Maybe you would have in the past, and then people have treated you not very well, or they made you feel like you were not as capable because you asked for help. But you know that you've been resilient. You know that you've worked really hard. And so this isn't about, it's just creating some discernment around the people that you ask for help from now. On the bottom of the deck, I have the Two of Wands. So I feel like, yeah, there's movement here. There's definitely Eight of Wands with Two of Wands. There's definitely movement here. Knight of Cups. I feel like, yeah, you're going to have your faith restored in relationships again, because somebody is going to come in and they're going to be your knight in shining armor. Whether that's in relation to love, I don't know. This could be just a partnership that feels very emotionally rewarding. And it's going to make you feel so much better again. It doesn't just have to be one person. Maybe this is a community of people, but there's definitely going to be at least one person that makes you feel like you can trust again. Yeah, your sleepless nights are over. That anxiety that you had, that those thoughts that were just, ruminating, going round and round and round and round your head, keeping you up at night, they're dissolving. If you give them permission to leave. And sometimes this means being willing to forget. And I don't mean forget as in like, to not integrate the lesson, just be like, oh, well, I'm just pretending that never happened, sweep it under the rug. I'm not saying that. I mean, it's there. You've created the discernment. You've integrated the lesson. But maybe now you can let go of it enough that it's not in the forefront of your mind. Ten of Swords. Yep, it's done. It's over. There's some options coming in, but I feel like also this could be like, yeah, you're going to have choices. Don't be disillusioned though. There is a lot of charlatans out there, but you know this. You've built up your discernment. Or maybe that's what the thoughts were about, is like, who can I trust now? Where can I turn? the Chariot in reverse is telling me that this could be feeling like you're pulled in two different directions right now. Get some information on this. It could feel like you're moving quite slow, but clarity is coming in. I feel like clarity is coming in with this Judgment card upright, and followed by the Eight of Wands. Another Swords card. Oh, this has been super painful. Yeah. It's the Eight of Swords in reverse. You're freeing yourself. Yeah, like I said, clarity is coming in, because I feel like when Swords comes out, it is a level of clarity, like clearing the mind. Sometimes it means having to be discerning or having to awaken yourself consciously to the areas where you're holding yourself back, or where you haven't been allowing yourself to move forward. But this is the Eight of Swords in reverse. This is very, very hopeful that now you can finally move forward. Yeah, there's a lesson that you weren't integrating before that now you are. Yep. Moving forward. Yeah. So you're definitely moving to calmer tides, but like you had to learn how to stop being so restrictive. When you sort of learn to allow more of your resources to sort of be in circulation, this could be money, this could be, you know, your physical energy, this could be taking some days off. With this Four of Pentacles, I'm just sort of getting the feeling of like, this relates to you being so burnt out, and I feel like you need to take some time off work. And there's a move coming in. Like, there's a move coming in. Take that as that resonates. It doesn't have to mean that you're physically moving house. It could be travel. It could be just moving on. Especially with the Swords, but like I feel like with the Wands, the Two of Wands here, like this is also like a tangible movement. This could be moving job, like changing jobs, but you're definitely moving to calmer tides. Page of Cups, yeah. Your creativity is being renewed, and you're going to see the fruits of your labor. So there is forward movement, but you have to allow it. You can't keep holding yourself in this state of grief forever. But I feel like you're probably not conscious of how you're holding on. And the guidance here is let yourself trust again. Let yourself have that renewal of faith. Allow yourself to be creative. You can't manifest in this state right now. It's not a good time to be wanting to bring things in, because there's a cycle that needs to close out. There's a lesson that needs to be integrated. But the best way to get through this moment is open up the purse strings a little bit. Be a bit more liberal with your, just a little bit. Please be discerning with this, but allow yourself to do the things or buy the things or indulge in the things that you really would like to have. And it doesn't have to be big. It can be small things. It can be as simple as, you know, having a treat meal, to as big as I don't know, buying yourself a boat. I don't know. Something that you just really, really love. Going on a trip. But definitely I'm getting the feeling that somebody here has been overdoing it at work and they need to take some time off work. You need to book that annual leave and you need to go on a trip, go on a road trip if you must, go overseas if you must, get a massage, go for the gold class tickets to the movie, whatever it is. But you need to allow yourself to have that indulgence in order to bring in more money, because you're in such a state of lack right now. And the universe is saying, like, stop being miserly with your own resources, because you're cutting off your ability to receive. You need to create some circulation as far as resource goes. And I know it's hard. I know that you've been through some really hard times. This grief in here with the Death and the Two of Cups reverse and the Tower card has been really heavy. I don't know what it is you're grieving. It doesn't necessarily have to be somebody passed away, although I feel like that is going to resonate for somebody in this particular reading. But it could be the loss of a friendship, the loss of a romantic relationship. Even if you're not sad about losing the relationship, you might be sad about something like a lost dream that you had with this person, like a future outcome. Like if it was a romantic relationship, maybe you thought you would be a spouse by now and you'd have children, and you're still holding on to that dream that you had with that person. And maybe in your mind you might be like, okay, well, I've changed the person, but I still have the image. And the feeling that I'm getting here is like, no, release the image as well. This needs to be a full-on surrender. Surrender the image that you have in your mind, because the universe is saying it's going to look different to what you think. It's going to be better, but you have to first allow for a fresh inspiration. Maybe that's what, yeah. So the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is like, allow this to be options that you receive that come up, that maybe there's probably, sorry, let me focus this. Oh, I know what this is. Okay, this is why you need to let go of the image that you're holding in your head. You're holding it too tightly, and you kind of need to surrender that. And this plays into your calling, because that was so foundational to a past version of you. And the quicker that you release this feeling that you need to have it look exactly like that, the sooner you free yourself up to be this new person, to find out more about this new identity, and to be present in this moment by releasing that. That's when you're going to see the movement. That's when you're going to start moving forward. And that's when you're going to realize how many opportunities are actually available to you in this current moment. Yeah, and it is sort of saying, like, the best way to do that, open up the purse strings a little bit. Don't worry about your finances for now. Again, use discernment. This is whatever level in which this applies to you, but I am just sort of feeling like, open up the purse strings. You need to go out, you need to spoil yourself in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't have to be big, but it does have to be meaningful to you, so that you can start reaping that abundance. Because we had the Eight of Pentacles come out in reverse and the Seven of Pentacles come out upright. So I feel like once you learn to integrate this lesson, you're going to start feeling the fruits of your labor, all of the hardship that you went through that heartbreak, and having to learn more about who you are now and what it is you want, you're going to start seeing those things that you want come into place, come into your physical life. But I'm really sorry that it's been so hard. And I hope that this message might have resonated with you in a way that gives you some clarity so that you can move forward. If you did resonate with this message, I would love to know if you'd let me know in the comments below. And I'd love it if you could like and subscribe to my channel if you feel so called. And I will hopefully see you next time. Bye.